Okay, here we go again. So we've got a cube with side of A, or each side of that cube is A. We're having a force going from F to C. Let me just indicate this is P. And you are being asked to find the moment at A. Let's just indicate this as this. And then you're trying to find also the moment about the axis AG. Let's start with A. So let's just put here AG, because we're going to start with A. So that's not a problem. What is my mindset or my thoughts about this problem? Well, I don't have to think that much. Immediately, I want to find out what is P of FC is going to look like. Well, I don't know what is P, so I don't have to care about it. I need to find out what is, we forgot something really important here to say. Fun, because we are having fun. Lambda FC, well, that's C minus F over FC as a magnitude. Oops. What is C? AA, AJ, AK, A. So if you want to write this as point what? 0, A. And then minus, what is F? AA, but AI and AJ. Right? Not a problem so far. So that's going to give us negative AI direction plus AK direction, AA, and the J direction cancel out. Well, I should probably put C minus F here. And C minus F there. And box it. You don't have to box it, but just I box it because it's an important one. So your lambda FC is going to be negative AI plus AK over root 2A, right? It's root A squared plus A squared, that is root 2A squared, so that is root 2 root A squared, so that is root 2A. Right? I'll try to take, the chance to talk about math anytime. Well, that means you've got negative 1 over root 2. You don't have to rationalize it. If your math teacher says rationalize this, so you multiply by root 2, top and bottom, conjugate. But you don't really have to. We're not doing anything with math. So your P is going to be P times this. So let's erase this part. Let's actually erase this part too. And just say this is going to be P. We don't have any more than one P, so I'm not going to put the FC, times this. And now I can go ahead and erase this. Well, I've got the first component of the moment equation. Now I need to do R. I'm looking for A, so the distance from A to the point, the initial point of the line of action of the force. So AF equal A. So it's F minus, what is it? A. F already, we know that is AI, AJ minus. Your A is going to be 1, 2, so it's going to be A and A in the K direction. Sorry, a lot of A's. I hope that you're going to get an A. So that means you've got AJ minus AK. Right off the bat, I could say that if this, similar, wouldn't have any moment. Because moment, cross product between two similar component, ZZ, XX, YY, 0, right? If you recall, this is 0, right? This also 0. One comment, you might see people do this. P like this. That means a vector. It's an old notation of being asked about it. Why people do this. Well, old notation. So now, here's this. And correct me if I'm wrong. AA. I do a lot of silly mistakes. AA. I'm not like other people talking about me. I'm infallible. No, I'm not. I do a lot of huge mistakes. So, I've got to do cross product between this and this. So let's go. Let's do in black, let's say moment, that A is going to be I, J, K. 0, A, negative A. P out, negative 1 over root 2, 0, 1 over root 2. P out because it's going to be P, no matter what you're going to get. So I guess now I could erase this and do the cross product. Let's see. I don't know how you learn cross product, but I learned it this way. You cross those, you do the determinant between those, which means this times this minus this. So in this case, you've got MA equal A times this, so A over root 2 I, because this times this is 0. Second one, you do, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. This times this is 0, minus this times this. Don't forget, a lot of people forget this, that this has a negative, positive, negative. I'm sorry, positive. The reason behind this is linear algebra approach. It's negative 1 to the I plus j, I being the number of rows and or the index row, and j is the column index. So just remember plus minus plus. You don't have to go into the linear algebra details. So that means you have this times this, that's 0, minus, minus, minus. So you've got minus A over root 2 in the j direction. And I'm 100% that the k direction, no, 0. If it's not 0, I'm wrong. Cancel this, delete this, this times this, minus this times this. So that's going to give you negative. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it's not going to be 0 because you have k direction and I direction, not just k direction only. Got it. So plus A times this, but you have minus already because this times this, minus this times this. Already you have minus, plus 1 over root 2, and that's going to be k direction. Don't forget to multiply by P of FC if you want to put that. So this is your moment at A caused by this P. What are you going to do if you ask for AG? Well, it's literally this dotted with the unit vector of AG. So here it comes. I'm not going to erase this because if I erase it, I have to go and solve the problem from scratch. So if I'm doing right now B or 2, I have to find the moment about AG. So the moment to moment AG is going to be scalar, which equal to the unit vector of AG dotted with this guy, because that's R cross with F. Already, this is this. Right? So, what I need to do only for this particular problem, I did it in purpose, having two requirements belong to each other, or pertain to each other, whatever you want to say. So lambda AG equal, A was, let's just write this here, it was A 0, this is 0, A 0, so that means you've got G minus, so A minus over this cancel out. Honestly, it's going to be just negative I direction. Why? Because you're dividing this by cancel this, so you're dividing this by this. Right? So then you're doing the dot product between this guy, which is this, and let's call it equation number 1. Dot it with this. Really easy. Dot product between I and J, 0. I and K, 0. So this only. So your moment AG is going to be negative I dotted with P A over root 2I. So that's going to just give you the scalar because I dot product is 1. So negative P A over root 2. So that is your second requirement, part 2. And this is part 1. If for some reason I confused you, the topic itself, it's not that hard. I'm going to recap. If you're trying to find the moment at A, first, you're going to find out the vector force. Sounds good? Doing chapter 2. Nothing really crazy. Cross that, and please, if you don't know how to do cross product, whether you Google it, it's pretty simple, or I could do like a really short, you know what, I'll do it right now. After I finish. Hold on a second. So now you cross the R vector between A and F with the chapter 2 analysis. If you're trying to do the moment about an axis, you find the unit vector of that axis and dot it with the moment about a point. It's as simple as that. A lot of tedious steps, but it's not really hard. Let me talk about dot product versus cross product, since we are talking about something, relates to the cross slash dot product, the scalar product slash vector product. Dot product. A dotted with B means A1, A2, A3, pretend that we're doing a 3-dimension. Dotted with B1, B2, B3. Really easy. A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3. Just multiply the similar component together. 2 times 3 plus negative 1 times 1 plus negative 3 times 4. Done. It has to give you scalar. 1, 2. Let me just change color. Cross product. A cross with B equal. The way I teach it, the way I learn it is this: I, J, K, A1, A2, A3, B3, B1, B1, B2. Sorry. You go to I component. First I do plus, minus, plus. Reason behind minus, linear algebra. If you're interested in that, let me know. I could explain it to you. It's just simply this. Number of row, 1. Number of column, 2. Negative 1 to 1 plus 2 is negative 1 to 3. It's negative 1. What more importantly is, it's too black. You do this for I component. A2 times B3 minus A3 times B2. That is for I only. Then you go and say, well, now I'm looking for, no, this is going to be the same. This is going to be so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, because you cross this. Minus, because of the minus, A1, B3 minus A3, B1. And I think you got the gear, the grip, just plus A1, B2 minus A2, B1 in the K direction. What I would highly recommend you to do, take two random vectors, cross them, go to Google, say cross product calculator, check your answer. Do it a couple of times, you got it. Same thing with dot. Dot should be really easy. Boom, boom, whatever that answer, plus, boom, 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 count, or add them up, you're good to go then. I think I made this video a bit longer, but I think that should do it for chapter 3, and we'll be starting chapter 4 by the end of this week / the weekend. Bye for now. I will see you soon.